Let's go ahead and move in.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
What are we doing, Nick?
Okay, the premise we're using here, because can't use the one I wanted to use at first, but that's okay. We'll do that one another time. The one we're doing is a zombie apocalypse. The point, our goal, our goal is to find patient zero, because the doctor has a cure, but he needs blood from patient zero in order to synthesize. So that's our goal. You can do pretty much anything. You use magic, science, whatever to help us move around. Anything like that is fine. I will get started. Alright. So, we're in the middle of nowhere, because we got stranded by our airplane. We're in Kansas, just out in a wheat field, or a cornfield for no particular reason. And all of a sudden, someone appears, and it is the Chinese gymnastics team.
So that would be the first card. That would be the
our
Chinese
first card.
gymnastics team. So, now it's my turn to follow up. Alright. So you said it was a plane wreck, that's what happened?
Yeah.
Alright.
We have to get to wherever patient zero is. We don't know.
Alright. Luckily, when we landed safely in the airplane, or so it seemed, because I was tripping on acid at the time, I also had a McDonald's with me, and so I was really happy that I'm not hungry and in the middle of Kansas. So I look over at Nick and I say, Nick, we're in the middle of a field. We should probably see if there are any other survivors. I will help find the survivors using my...
Wet dreams.
Oh. Cap, you're up.
Up here. Can I not be up there? 'Cause I'm okay.
No, that's fine. Anybody else want to give it a shot, or Nick and I can go again if you guys want to take a little more time. You guys want to hear another round of us real quick? Or does somebody want to brave it?
I need one more round before I go for that.
Okay, where did we, I'm sorry, can you tell me where we left the story?
Right now we're in a field in Kansas because we had a plane wreck. Our party is supposed to find patient zero. It's the zombie apocalypse, so keep in mind there are going to be zombies around everywhere. And with mine, we ran into the Chinese gymnastics team, and yeah.
Yeah, and then while I'm tripping on acid, I'm very happy that I have my McDonald's. And I told Nick that we need to find all of you guys using my wet dreams.
I didn't hear that part. Mad's echoing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm ruining your thing.
No, I read it. Hang on, I need to turn on Star Wars. Okay. Anyway, Nick, go ahead and roll another. Go ahead and go next, and then we'll let them follow up.
Okay. So while I'm waiting for Matt to do whatever it is that he's going to do with his wet dreams to find where we're supposed to go, I start talking to the Chinese gymnastics team because I figure there's some reason they're there. It turns out that one of their members has been bitten by a zombie. It's not a zombie yet, but otherwise they are unharmed. And I asked them a question. I asked them where they're headed to. What are they doing out here in the middle of nowhere? And they say just one thing. They say, the Jews.
I'll take over here.
Go for it.
So I immediately begin to question if there's a language barrier and try to ask them several other questions, getting various results such as Nazis, chicken, and fries. I figure that this probably means we need to rethink who we're talking to, so I look around and try to have Mad talk while he's in his acid trip lucid state, and he says,
my humps.
Alright, Az, you ready?
I have no idea.
It's simple. Just say or do something. I walk over to the Chinese gymnastics teams and I say, Or I look over to Nick and I just pull out of my pocket anything like that. What would you do in this situation?
Dude, yeah.
Alright, let's try a different way then. What would you do if you were literally in a plane wreck in a zombie-infested area? What would your next step be? I know you've thought about these situations. Don't even lie to me and say you don't have anything.
Alright, well, Matt and everyone is figuring out his wet dream-induced Chinese dancing team. I survey the area and try to see what the nearest threat is.
And he discovers that the nearest threat is
powerful thighs.
I'm threatened.
Who is it?
Nox, you ready?
Oh boy, well, I look at these powerful thighs, and I just see such threat coming from them. I see, you know what, I don't know what I see, but it looks really...
It looks as though they're winking at old people.
What? They're what?
Winking at old people.
Alrighty then. Nick?
Alright, so I'm completely befuddled at this point, but I do notice that there are zombies that are starting to be drawn by the noise of the crash. So I quickly start miming at the Chinese gymnastics team, we gotta get out of there, and unfortunately they think that I'm saying, Mr. Clean, right behind you.
Ignoring the fact that Mr. Clean has joined our party and is now right behind the Chinese gymnastics team, Madroth is the only one who remembers that one of the Chinese people was bit by a zombie. I therefore jump on his back and begin beating him to death using my...
gentle caress of the inner thigh.
Oh, God, no. No.
But if I'd have had beer enough again, that'd have been the second time I spit on my computer screen.
So,
hey, oh, it's Cap's turn.
It's Cap's turn. Come on, Cap.
As Madroth is slowly massaging the inner thigh of several...
Oh, for the love of God.
several Chinese gymnasts, he has a sudden idea. Someone did say something about the Jews. What if we looked into whether or not it might be gefilte fish that's causing the zombie apocalypse? With this in mind, he
finds sexual tension.
I'm not sure what the tension is with the caresses, the gefilte fish, or the Jews. Salus.
I wonder what is going through Mad's mind at this point, and decide that we should ask the Chinese people if they have any drugs on them. They proceed to give Mad
an M16 assault rifle.
Yes! Azzy?
Your turn, Azzy.
With Mad carrying a highly dangerous assault weapon and not entirely trusting him.
Oh no.
I slowly creep away from the rest of the group, heading further in.
And you find Skeletor.
Good to know. Nox?
Not knowing what Skeletor is, I approach him slowly and wish I had Mad's M16, and then I say...
Fancy feast.
Fancy feast.
My turn. I'm now completely confused by what's happening. I go over to Mad to try to shake him out of his wet dream. Because apparently, despite having an assault rifle, he's still massaging a zombie girl's thigh. I'm not really sure. She's trying to bite in the meantime. So, just trying to put all of this together, you find myself... Republicans.
He finds himself a Republican. Nick is now a Republican. Awesome.
Never.
Hey, you pulled the card. Feeling that this is a very solemn moment, Nick having switched his political party on such a short-term notice.
And for no apparent reason.
For no apparent reason whatsoever. Matt decides it's time to go find Azzy because he's probably our resident zombie expert. I can see him off hiding behind some buildings where it looks like he's observing something. So as loud as I can, I want to get his attention to let him know that I'm coming to help. So I begin to scream out.
Sweet, sweet vengeance.
Cap.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm struggling, guys, because every time Mad talks, there's a huge echo, so I don't understand.
Oh, Nick, it's probably picking you up.
Might be. Alright. Matt basically just yelled sweet, sweet vengeance while looking for Azzy.
Yeah, as he was observing zombies. Yeah, it's picking you up, Nick. As he was observing zombies, and so I'm going to go and get his attention, let him know I'm coming to help, so I start screaming at the top of my lungs, sweet, sweet vengeance.
Alright, sorry, thinking.
Yeah, take your
It
time.
sounded like fun. I'm sorry, guys, skip me.
Alrighty, say let's go for
Okay.
it. Let's go for it.
So, this loud shout, of course, starts to draw the attention of every zombie within a 2-mile radius, because Matt doesn't know the strength of his own lungs while on acid. As well as several car alarms starting to go off as the zombies inevitably start to proceed over the shortest routes possible. This loud noise also grabs the attention of a...
Lockjaw.
The loud noise gives me lockjaw?
It gets the attention of a lockjaw. I don't know.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Azzy, you're up again.
Now that we have the teleporting dog of the Inhumans, I quickly asked him to try to help us in finding the safest route through this area, in which case he leads us to
A mating display.
I follow the dog to the mating display, and I see many cows going at it, and I think...
He's peeing a little bit.
Aww.
Alright, so I decided to leave Nox to that, peeing a little bit, and I start considering what our actual options are, because at this point things are so screwed up, I'm not really sure how we're supposed to go about finding Patient Zero, which is after all our goal. So I look off into the distance and I see all you can eat shrimp for $4.99.
I am starving while on my acid trip. And so I grab Azzy by the arm as we are skulking behind dumpsters, observing the zombies. And I begin to pull him down the street as fast as I can, pointing at the shrimp sign. And while we're going along, he asks me, how are we going to pay for that? To which I respond, that is easy. I will barter with them using this.
Testicular torsion.
Oh my god, I suck. Go for it, Cap. Like I say, if you can't think of anything complicated or how to do anything like that, just say, do, or grab something. It's real simple.
The people at the restaurant are not quite willing to trade for testicular torsion, so Mad pulls out another.
Domino's Oreo dessert pizza.
Oh my god. See?
Wait, you're starving. Why haven't you eaten it?
I don't know. We'd probably better ask Salus about that.
I question as I catch up with Azzy where they found the pizza. To Azzy responds with a strange look. Mad proceeds to be on his acid trip. And meanwhile, I notice that for some strange reason, the strip buffet seems to be infested with zombies and
Kanye West.
Oh, Lord. Azzy.
Good luck.
Figuring Kanye West would be a great bait against the undead horde. I grab him and quickly run towards them, pushing him down a
Hot cheese.
So we're going to offer the zombies Kanye West covered in cheese. I see no way this could end badly.
Cheese, at least falling down. He gets nice and melty, and then he
finds raptor attacks.
Nick?
I'm trying. Hold on. Alright, all of a sudden we have raptors attacking and zombies. We're somehow managing not to get bit at all. And Mad decides, because he for some reason is our strategist, I don't really know why, he decides that the best strategy would be taking off your shirt.
The strategy works perfectly, and the zombies are stunned into glorified silence. It is the perfect opportunity to get some shrimp, which we do because we're awesome. And then as we walk in and begin to eat our shrimp, I look over and I see it looks like that individual at the counter has something written on his shirt, something about zero. But I can't get to him because while he's in the process of being a cashier, he's also singing a song, which is on the topic of
switching to Geico.
Oh, okay.
Given that Mad now has only 15 minutes in which to create a plan, he decides to stay with his old insurance company. After leaving the establishment, he finds
He finds smegma.
Not hungry, thanks. Zayless.
Can you repeat what he found?
Smegma.
Having absolutely no idea what this object Mad has found is.
It's not really an object, it's more a substance.
You don't know what that is?
Well, I'm either hearing it wrong or I don't.
I've had to look it up several times for people because I refuse to explain it.
So I guess everyone in here is circumcised then, huh?
Still got a mob here, by the way.
Oh, come on.
So, having no idea what has happened, I proceed to look around outside the shrimp buffet filled with raptors and zombies we have been left in, bringing anybody who else is tired of Mad's crazy with me, and we find
alcoholism. That's oddly apt.
Azzy?
I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I figure someone has slipped me a bunch of alcohol, as such alcoholism is prevalent now, apparently.
You guys are just going to leave me?
Where are you?
Way back here.
Oh, I didn't realize you were dead.
Yeah, all the platforms just appeared in lava.
Yeah, I'm only paying like 7% attention to this. Hang on, I'm coming.
As said, since alcoholism is apparently prevalent now, I stumble about until I find
a middle-aged man on roller skates.
Being extremely drunk, I take this middle-aged man's roller skates and I roll around falling all over the place. And then I come upon...
The Care Bear Stare.
Having come upon the Care Bear Stare, I assume that this alcoholism rampage has probably resulted in us losing cohesion enough to actually try some of the drugs Mad has been using this whole time to keep his high. Upon this happening, I find myself seeing...
Binging and purging.
Sure, why not?
Wow. All right. We're going to start the rotation over. I will go. Okay. So, I'm not really sure who's binging and purging, but, you know, I can hear it. So, it's kind of disgusting, and I'm very distracted by it, and I have to go seek the source of this out. So, I, you know, grab on to Cap, and I'm like, we're going to go investigate this. And in order to make him come along, I offer him an oversized lollipop.
Oh dear.
Why not?
I don't know.
Deciding that this quest has gone way down a rabbit trail, I decide that it is time to go cold turkey, and I leave my acid and my alcohol behind, and I call down to the rest of the party, look, the cashier is escaping. I'm sure that is patient zero. Come, we can catch him by riding our giant raptors, which we had from earlier. All we need is to catch him using our...
Children on leashes.
So we're riding raptors, pulling children on leashes behind... God, I'm a horrible person.
All right, Cap, you're up.
With the zombie children on leashes in tow, the zombies momentarily are not attracted to us because we don't smell like humans anymore. Given this, we find a road. We are eventually able to find a road that leads to
Self-loathing.
So, now that we have the zombie children on leashes chasing our raptor army and we have found the road to self-loathing, we must, of course, decide what exactly we should do in the face of the moral dilemma of us dragging these zombie children along for road rash via raptor pulls. We take a vote and decide...
We're going to use half-assed foreplay.
Sailors can't call any more votes. Alright, Sailors, you're up top with us. Actually, no, stay where you are. I'm just going to switch these two. 3 and 3. 3 and 3.
Cool.
Alright, I'll push a button since I'm healing.
Alright.
Go.
Somehow, I think we skipped some people, didn't we?
Has he had fun with half-assed foreplay?
Yeah.
Oh, this will be an interesting one.
Go ahead, Ezzy.
With the oncoming zombies approaching, our Velociraptor mounts having half-assed foreplay. I look at Mad wondering what the hell he's led me into yet again. And pull forth a
Holy Bible.
I pull forth
Kind of
my
appropriate.
I pull forth my Holy Bible and read chapter 7, wondering which form of foreplay I should do. When I find the correct one, I
Find German dungeon porn.
In the... Only you, Nox.
Okay, it's me again. Wow. Alright, so... Somehow, having found German dungeon porn in the Holy Bible, I'm not sure what chapter or verse that was, or what book even, I'm trying to get back on target. We know that the guy wearing the Geico T-shirt from the all-you-can-eat buffet, all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet, is our patient zero, and somehow he's unaffected by the zombie virus himself, even though he obviously has been bitten. So he's obviously our source of our cure. So I go out and I look for him, and I see him going to try to be on fire. Wow.
He's going to self-immolate. The only cure for you. God, what a dick.
Apparently.
I leap from my majestic raptor mount and tackle the cashier at the shrimp place, who is the sole hope of humanity. And I say to him, "Sir, why would you do that? You're dooming us all to death. For look here, and you can see that Salus has already been bitten, and he needs your blood to save him. Surely you would not leave him alone and let him die." He says to me that he has reconsidered this and will only help us if we can provide him with
teenage pregnancy.
Wow. Cap.
Given that the zombie condition causes rapid aging, several of the small zombie children are now the equivalent of teenagers, so Nick begins to impregnate one. In the middle of it, she screams out,
"Gandhi!"
Strange turn of events leads me to question what properties Nick has that allow him to cure a zombie enough to have speech patterns returned. We proceed to drag Nick to the closest medical laboratory we can find, and the truth is that it is because
he was leaving an awkward voicemail.
Is anybody clicking down there?
We're going back and forth, it seems like, for one of them.
Hey, we're done. We just gotta kill these things.
Oh, God.
That just happened.
That's right, we wiped out Story Mode EV. We're awesome. Alright, whose turn is it? Azzy's?
Yep.
Go, Azzy, go.
Wow.
Come on, resident zombie expert, what do we do next? Gotta save humanity.
Still befuddled how someone is able to get speech patterns back from the undead, let alone make love to it and to have it pregnant. I decide that the best course of action is to take patient zero and punch him square in the head with.
No way! An uppercut.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That was perfect.
Knox.
I punch patient zero in the head with said uppercut, and his head flies back, performing the pattern of
a pyramid of severed heads.
I don't even have a response. Oh, for the record, this is what you guys are now starting to understand why Key and I have contemplated calling this game Not My Problem.
So we have patient zero with a head that has become a pile of severed heads.
No, it was simply making the shape of it as it flew.
Okay. So, the severed head making a shape of severed heads as it flies proceeds to land on several zombies, turning them from zombies into
an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours.
What?
It turned the zombies into an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours.
That's the cure patient zero gives us?
Apparently.
Viagra.
Azzy, as our resident zombie expert, has that ever been tried? Injecting zombies with large doses of Viagra?
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard that.
Okay. Who's next?
I'm just gonna go. We're gonna start the rotation over. Okay. So, I see what's happened. I see that, zombies, I assume, are now humans with an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. So, while they now have a new problem, at least they're not undead trying to eat people. So this seems to me like it might actually be a good cure. Which means that we've got to get back to Atlanta, to the CDC, to let people know. We're in Kansas, and we have no real mode of transportation because our plane crashed. At this point, I'm so befuddled, I go to town and I grab a mime having a stroke.
Thinking that this is the perfect ride to Atlanta, we all saddle up on our mimes and begin to head that direction. Having left our raptors behind and realizing that it's probably not entirely logical to ride mimes, we dismount from our now dead mimes, 3 feet from where we started, and begin the long trudge toward Atlanta. Azzy is now put in charge of keeping track of Patient Zero because he's a jerk and provided us with a cure that turns people into erections. And I begin to look around at my surroundings, and I realize that I'm a wizard, and therefore I can cast spells. And the first spell that I learned how to cast is a spell of
Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Wow.
Not my problem. Cap?
Realizing that the spell will turn everyone into Hulk Hogan, Mad has second thoughts, and we all glance back and look and see that, given that we were in Kansas, the mimes were wearing ruby red slippers. We all place them on,
Jenner entered channel,
click our heels, and
start looking for God. Not my problem. Sailus.
Could you repeat that?
Put on ruby slippers and started looking for God.
Okay, so as I appear to have somehow been cured from being bitten by a zombie, and now we're looking for God after using these strange ruby slippers, I decide to throw one of the ruby slippers at Nick for getting us into this mess, and it causes him to
start scrubbing under the folds. Lovely. Fat
what?
Okay.
As he's now starting to scrub under the folds. You guys ready to start?
Well, that goes back to the signature.
Are all three of you down there?
Already.
Disturbed while they scrub under the folds. Not quite sure what folds they are scrubbing under, and really not really wanting to know. I drag Patient Zero forward, continuing our trek to Atlanta. And a couple miles down the road, we stumble upon
Golden Showers.
As we stumble upon these golden showers, we pull Patient Zero into them. We notice that it's molten gold flowing out of the faucets. We stick his head under them, and then
we start licking things to claim them as your own.
No!
That's what the card says.
Nick.
Oh boy. Alright, so we've got to get to Atlanta somehow. So I head into town to look for whatever I can find, and I run into a group of people who are also trying to get to Atlanta, but in their case, they're actually bitten. So they're thinking that maybe there's a cure there, and I decide that it's probably a bad idea to tell them that we have the cure on them, because God knows what they'll do. But I also notice that they are carrying the placenta. Well,
heading back out into the wilderness of Kansas or somewhere on our, or wherever it is, we happen to have made it on our way to Atlanta. We come across a zombie fortress. Why the zombies have congregated, why there's a fortress, we don't know. But after consulting with our strategist, Salus, I come to the conclusion that the only possible course of action is a frontal assault. Therefore, we begin to send the townspeople who are already infected into the fortress, attacking with all of their might, for we know it will be a victorious day for the still human population, due to the fact that all of us are armed with
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Sure, why not?
And given that Pabst Blue Ribbon is the ingredient that will kill hipster people, we have an epiphany that perhaps wearing skinny jeans and stocking caps on our heads may have been the original source of the infection. One of our scientists concludes that this means
it means that we found spontaneous human combustion. Go ahead, Salus.
So, our result of finding spontaneous human combustion leads me to question if the solution to the zombie plague is to set them on fire.
Oh, I was clicking the confirm button.
How did we get restarted?
I think we just ran out of time.
Yep, and so we proceed to go back to this zombie fortress with kerosene lamps, gasoline, and anything else we can find. We try to light these zombies on fire, and
instead we find friends with benefits.
Salus, I swear to God, you are not allowed to strategize and you're not allowed to call votes anymore.
Wow. Azzy.
Having fun with our friends with benefits, well, is nice. We do have a mission to take this dillhole who has a cure by raging boners to Atlanta. Again, dragging him forward. I look at Salus wondering what the hell he was thinking, and at the same time, point A.
Picking up girls at the abortion clinic.
Salus, you got problems, man.
I don't even know what to do with that.
You got problems, Salus.
Well, I point a... seriously, what the fuck? What do I do with that?
I don't know. You better figure it out.
Figure out a way that picking up girls at the abortion clinic is going to help us get to Atlanta with this jerk.
Well, I go to the abortion clinic, and I find out that the zombies spread even faster when they are mated. And when this is found out, I go ahead and I grab patient 0, and I tell him, make sure he gets as many abortions as he possibly can. And then he says to me,
I need an asymmetric boob job.
I hate this guy.
He is a douche.
I hate him so much. Can't even explain him.
Okay. I'm beginning to get really tired of this guy, so I pick him up bodily and start carrying him. I figure, if nothing else, we'll walk to Atlanta if we have to. So I just, since we already sacrificed all the people, throwing them against the zombie fortress, I decided that's not going to help, because maybe we can cure all the zombies with apparently erections that last longer than 4 hours. Although I'm not really sure how that works. So, in frustration, I look for old people smell.
I take my cologne of old people smell and I spray it into the air. And when I do that, I whisper into Nox's ear, saying,
vigorous jazz hands. Go ahead, Cap.
Cap has no idea. Oh,
yeah, I'm lost. I'm sorry. Let's see. The vigorous jazz hands attract a group of Broadway fans who are also heading to Atlanta. They've heard the information that watching cats is what caused the original infection, although they now think that it was
the fact that they were dying of dysentery.
Say, Liz?
I am stunned by this, and as such, I defer to Mad, who I begin to believe has found its drug relapse. What we proceed to discuss gets us nowhere, as Mad refuses to listen to any of my strategies. Mad proposes the strategy of
finding a super sucker full of cat pee.
Stunned at the idea that a super soaker full of cat pee would actually be useful. But go ahead and continue on doing so, because we have nothing better to do at this point. As we're looking for said super soaker, on the road we find
Aaron Burr.
Wait, what?
Aaron Burr. Historical figure from the Revolutionary War.
Having found an extremely old man who looks like he should have been dead for centuries, we start to realize that erectile dysfunction is not going to be the only cure. We can go along with this. Finding an old man who's been resurrected from the dead, we decide to...
Did you guys start again?
Yep.
Alright, here we go again. Wait, you guys are nearly dead. You're dead.
We decide to start cuddling.
Just stuck it.
Okay. I begin to think that we're never getting out of here. We're still in Kansas. We got to go all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. It's not a small trip, really. You know, and Kansas is really long and boring. I have a bad feeling about this, apparently. Sorry, go ahead. Actually, that's a good plot point. I do have a bad feeling about this. I'm not sure exactly what to do. So, I decide to go and look for battlefield amputations.
That'll help. You guys out of there yet?
No, what are we
go ahead and just stuck it.
Or?
Yeah, stuck it out. We'll go back in.
Oh.
Hey guys, I hate to do this, but something's come up. I gotta head out.
Okay.
Alright, let's finish our story really quick.
That's okay. We can. I think Jenner popped in. We can keep going to the end of the instance if Jenner wants to hop in.
But we need 8 to get past the next boss.
Actually, you can do it without. As long as you have 2 people who are high DPS. Jenner, are you here?
Yeah, I'll listen, but I don't really want to play. You stick in the mud.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to come in and just help us finish up this EV.
The EVs, the instance sort of serves as a timer for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, right now we're extending it because we
Holy crap, it is an hour
on the Pylands twice.
I didn't realize we'd already... we started late. We started like 20 after.
We did.
Nick, you might have to be stuck still if you're in there, 'cause we can't get in.
Yeah, someone's still...
Alright. Okay, so I started looking for Battlefield Amputation. Go to it, Mad.
For the love of God. Really missing his trusty raptor mount. I begin to trek in a random direction through the fields of Kansas until finally I come across a railroad. The railroad is heading east-west, which is phenomenal because I really miss my raptor mount. Taking Patient Zero, who has turned out to be a total dick, and dragging him onto the train, we begin to negotiate passage down toward Atlanta. We don't know if the railroad will go that far, but we're going to try. We managed to make it all the way to Kentucky due to the fact that we were able to sell one of Patient Zero's arms. And when we get to Kentucky, we are immediately greeted by the locals who offer us a feast of...
the KKK.
Really?
That's what the card says.
Of course it does.
I'm just going in order.
Cap.
The Feast of the KKK, yes. I don't know what you do with that, but...
You don't.
For the moment, we allow the KKK to follow us on our journey, and that is a good thing because a sudden zombie ambush takes place, and we're able to throw the KKK members into the giant mouth, into the maws of the zombies, thereby saving ourselves. When after the zombies have left, fully satiated with their hate-filled snack, we discover that one of the KKK members had left a car behind. At which point Madroth decides to
find Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan and Aaron Burr.
And the KKK.
Well, not anymore, they're all dead.
So, now that we have killed the local KKK, and Mad has tried to get us on a quest to find Genghis Khan, I wonder if we're trying to find a zombie Genghis Khan, or just find the grave of Genghis Khan and desecrate it. Considering, though, that this seems to be a bit out of our way, I look around for a few moments, finding us a map of where we're supposed to be going. The map suggests that we will have to travel through an area infested with
crystal meth.
Yay! I've been having the shakes.
We decided to travel through this area of crystal meth and figure out, hey, maybe Atlanta isn't that important anyway. We can just make our own Breaking Bad here and sell all the meth to the zombies. And when the zombies start coming to us, we finally decide,
apparently the best option is to show them my genitals. Well, I'm not down with that. You know, last thing I want is to have my junk bitten off by zombies. So, I am completely angry. I'm angry that we're on this quest at all at this point. I'm not really sure how we're getting where we're going. I'm not sure why we ended up going somewhat northward to go to Kentucky in order to get to Atlanta. Apparently we're geographically challenged. But in any case, whatever. I'm completely fuzzled, but I'm like, we have to get to Atlanta with this douche. Even though apparently he's missing arms now, he still has blood, so he'll be able to, you know, they'll be able to synthesize a proper cure that maybe doesn't involve having an erection lasting 4 hours. And I decided that the best way to get to Atlanta is for me to look for someone who is not reciprocating oral sex.
I'm not down with either of these ideas.
I know.
Therefore, I choose to continue northward out of Kentucky towards Atlanta because it seemed like a good idea at the time. As we are continuing northward, we come across a hovercraft sitting out in the middle of a field, full on gas, with a jacuzzi. We strap the guy, Patient Zero, to the back of it because he is truly a dick. And we all sit inside the jacuzzi, holding hands, on our way to Atlanta because it has autopilot. On the way, we decide to thank the good Lord for all he has done. And we say, Lord, you are so wonderful for giving us this jacuzzi. We ask only that you make Patient Zero less of a dick. And if at all possible, deliver unto us a...
Deliver unto us flightless birds.
I interpret that as a chicken dinner, and I am down with that.
Go to it, Cap.
Thinking. As it turns out, the problem with Patient Zero was that he was hungry all the time, so his chicken dinner satisfies him greatly, and he finally starts to open up and give us information on what we need to do to cure the zombie outbreak. He suggests that we go to
Nickelback.
I hate this guy so much.
I know.
As we're in a hovercraft that has its autopilot locked into getting us back to the CDC, I proceed to ask around if anyone has a smartphone. The closest we can find is a...
Sean Penn.
Bring a little bit too much of that crystal meth along with you there, Samus?
Why do I keep getting the dumbest shit?
That's the way it works. Good luck.
Finding the Sean Penn, we decide, well, a smartphone wasn't really needed anyway. What we need is an accomplished actor to show us the way to act like we're not scared on our way to Atlanta. As we're traveling there, we come across Mad masturbating ferociously to a tree. When we see him, we think...
We think that Matt is being fat and stupid.
The fuck? The fuck, Knox?
You're welcome.
I'm completely angry at this point. I have lost my shit. I start screaming. I'm like, we have to get to Atlanta now. This is absolutely ridiculous. At least the hovercraft knows what we're doing, even though nobody else seems to. So I decided that the thing that will fix Mad permanently is pooping back and forth forever.
Nope.
He's masturbating and he has the shits.
And apparently it's going in and out.
Well, it does relax you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Finishing with my activities, which nobody realizes was to distract the zombie horde that was coming to eat their faces off, knowing that they would be grateful if only they understood, because surely they're not as big a dicks as Patient Zero. We come upon a major city where it has Wi-Fi and chicken wings and someplace that we can stuff Patient Zero while we murder things, just for the fun of it. Therefore, we decide to split the party up to search for another mode of transportation, for I do not believe this is Atlanta, but I cannot be sure. therefore, we send half the party off in search of another mode of transportation, and the rest of us go off in search of...
Kids with ass cancer.
Okay.
Apparently the entire party are dicks.
So after we find the hospital, the Children Anal Cancer Hospital, we see that they've all since died of their anal cancer and steal all of their candy and all the flowers and all the presents and all the Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff that they had. And then we trade that for...
a subscription to Men's Fitness.
I begin to question the other group members' sanity yet again, but at the same time I admit my own contributions haven't been the most interesting. So I finally hunt down Mad's elusive drug stash and crystal meth resupply and get rid of it in the hopes that it will make us a little bit more sane. What we then proceed to do is go out into the city and look for
a salty surprise.
I've had that.
I swear to God, Salis.
As we're looking for a salty surprise, we're wandering through the city streets, wondering where Mad has gone to. We find Nick licking the butthole of Mad, saying, this is salty.
What?
He looks up and says, what, I'm just...
having consensual sex.
Oh, come on!
That was the card. I'm doing them in order. They're face down. What they say before they come up.
You're up, Nick.
All right. All right. So, I realize what's happening and what I've been doing, and I think maybe I must have gotten into Mad's meth, and I immediately stop and start spitting, and this is disgusting, you know. So I'm now really annoyed because somebody must have, been smoking crystal meth near me, and I got a contact high or something. And I decide, to go looking for signs to see exactly where we are, because we could be in Atlanta, we don't even know. Everybody's so out of it, nobody really knows what's happening. So if we're here, it would really be great, Along the way, I find a sign that says necrophilia. Wow.
It's time to go. Hoping that the other half of the group has found some form of transportation, Mad, Nick, and Cap begin to scream at the top of their lungs, "Guys, where are you? We just found the..."
Bill Nye, the science guy.
I win.
Hey, necrophilia with Bill Nye and Aaron Burr.
Being the good guy that he is, Bill Nye has the cure for the zombie plague, takes us into his home, and we all celebrate by doing...
Black people.
Oh, wow, that couldn't have been phrased better. Salis?
After a very interesting night at Bill Nye, the science guy's house, we proceed to wake up with hangovers and next to no memory of what happened after we actually started to enjoy ourselves that night. This leads us to...
Oh, Salis, you're tanking, by the way.
The Boy Scouts of America.
They don't allow gay people, but they will allow necrophilia.
Knox.
We find the Boy Scouts of America, and we decide that necrophilia might not be such a good plan. And salty buttholes aren't the solution either. So instead, we decide to go ahead and attack them. And while we're attacking them, we
encounter the profoundly handicapped. I don't know what that. Besides that, the profoundly handicapped, hey, they got wheelchairs. We can get where we gotta go. So we finally have a mode of transportation because the handicapped are very friendly. They're more than willing to help us. It's a great day for all of us. It turns out we're not actually in Atlanta yet, but we're awfully close. We're just in Savannah. We kind of overshot. So at this point, Mad yells, "Bitches!"
Tom.
Oh, can I go next? Can I go next?
Yes, Cap, you can go next. You go right ahead.
On hearing Mad's exclamation, Jesse Pinkman walks around from behind a rock and says, "Yeah, bitches, it was the blue meth. That's what caused the zombie apocalypse. Eat
Nice.
that, bitches. Now you're gonna..."
Be fabulous.
My head's had died. I missed the whole thing.
So, since this seems to be another drug trip, I proceed to grab the M16 that last I knew Matt had and shoot Jesse Pinkman in the head for causing the apocalypse. Then I look around and ask the group what we should do next. Nick, of course, wants us to keep moving towards the CDC, and I start off in that direction, waiting to see who will follow me. Mad, of course, has to say,
Menstrual rage. Matt, do you have Tourette's?
Maybe everyone else should be their own damn person. Let Mad just be mad.
You did look a little puffy.
Knox.
Can you give it a water?
I don't know. Remind me again, I was focusing on the game.
Apparently I have...
just said menstrual rage.
Having been the focus of Mad's menstrual rage before, I know that it's not a good idea to be the butt of the offensive. Deciding to deflect it to someone else, I decided to tell Mad that recently Cap did this.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Nick?
I don't even know.
Buy me a rainbow.
Sunshine and rainbows. Okay. In any case, saying sunshine and rainbows somehow calms Mad because obviously he had way too much meth. And since, Caps realized that, blue meth is, or Jesse announced that blue meth is the reason that the zombie apocalypse happened, it's the cause, Mad's slowly turning into a zombie. And we can't figure out still how to apply the changes that we discovered from patient 0 to cure Mad. So we realize we've got to hurry. We're really only a couple hours from Atlanta. So I start looking for any way to get moving, and I find a monkey smoking a cigar.
Congratulating Nick on his find. Mad pulls out a map and says, "Guys, look, there's only one way to get to Atlanta from here. It's through this infested path that is marked out in red before you on this map. There's only one real problem apart from the zombie horde, of course. That problem is that it is guarded by massive numbers of..."
Lance Armstrong's missing testicle.
Not my problem.
Have fun.
Sorry guys. Thinking. Not a real easy one to bounce off of.
I can do it if you want.
Yep, go.
Wading through fields of testicles, I decide, you know what? I don't need roids anyway. I'm a real man. I have the power. I finally get up on a pyramid of testicles and decide...
You decide to start dry heaving. Silas, you want to take your turn or just start at me again?
Let's just start at you again.
Alright. Fine. Alright. So, this is a really odd sight, and for once I'm not angry because I'm just completely amazed that someone can stand on top of a pile of testicles without them all rolling away and start dry heaving and nothing's really happening. So, you know, I decided to turn to the monkey smoking a cigar and ask it a question because I figure at this point it's a better option than anything else we've come up with. So I asked, how can we get to Atlanta? And the monkey says, Britney Spears at 55.
Our mode of transportation!
Go to it, Matt.
Alright, does everybody get what we're doing here for this one?
Yep.
Yeah, we got this.
Alright, give me a second, I gotta fix some buttons.
Probably gonna be me and Foles.
Climbing aboard Britney Spears at age 55, we begin our trek through the minefield of testicles, many of which were slain by Knox, either that or just put to sleep due to being satisfied by him. And we continue down toward Atlanta. All the while, we begin to sing a victory song. Nick, of course, is the one who leads us in our song and has chosen the topic of the song, which is...
Rehab.
Go. Sorry, Knox. Who finished first?
No, my guy doesn't want to take damage for some damn reason.
I got it, Foles. Shit, Foles didn't see it.
I'm completely unable to attack anything because I had my tab target fail on me.
And we're putting the game on hold while we...
Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple people who haven't taken damage.
Apparently I tried to assist somehow, so I have to wait.
Oh, we're gonna have to reset this then?
I don't know what I did, but... BioWare. Alright, my guy's down.
This is the only one, and he's, got somebody else on him. Or Foles just popped in.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't know how that happened, but okay. Alright, who just went? Oh, that's right. Nick is singing about, leading us in our victory song about rehab. That's right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and don't pull yet. I want us to come back for this, just because.
Okay. So I think it's Cap's turn, isn't it? I totally lost track there.
I think it is. But skip me if anyone wants to go.
Sailus, you want to go?
All right. So now we're singing a song about rehab, which I agree this group really needs, considering what we've been through in our short but somehow extremely long and painful quest around from Kansas to wherever.
We're between Savannah and Atlanta at this point.
So, I suggest the group starts to head to Atlanta, watching all the while as we seem to be encountering more and more Kanye West, still spreading with the zombies being used as bait. As we continue down the road to Atlanta, Nick suggests
breaking out into song and dance.
Alright, hold on, give me a roll. High roll gets to choose who finishes the game. Is that everyone? Who we're missing?
Yeah, that's it.
That's right. Alright, Cap, you get to pick who finishes the game. So once we kill him, you get to pick the person, and then that person finishes the story, however they so choose. So, and of course, the last thing that happens, we have to draw the last card. But you get to choose who does it. You can do it, or you can have somebody else do it. All right, let's go. Oh, Sailus, you're tanking, by the way. Oh, I may or may not be DPS.
I hope not.
No, I mean, definitely am. Alright, so who turned? Sailus just went. Nox, it's your turn still. We're going to continue going.
Wait, okay, what was it again?
We broke into song and dance after Sailus. That was what Sailus decided we were doing.
As we break into song and dance, we find Matt's very elusive skirt that he's been wearing only in private for the past 20 years. As we find this skirt,
hold up,
we decide, hey, we should all try this on, and then
we start giving attitude. I don't know. Okay, so happy that we're finally getting where we need to go. I decide that, you know, the song and dance is good. We're easing on down the road. Song must be from The Wiz. I'm gonna die. Sorry, I have like no help here.
Yeah, I'm over here on the other side. You guys are way over there.
That's why you decided to switch to DPS and go the other way. Thank you.
I died.
Everybody's
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and start it. Run back in.
Wipes on EV.
Oh, we just wiped like 4 times on KP.
Not as sad.
Okay, what were we doing? I'm sorry. We had the victory song, then we were... What were we doing now?
Alright, I had to stop in the middle because I'm dying. Okay. Anyway, so, we're easing on down the road, basically. We're heading down. On the way, Mab pulls out his last bit of drugs. I'm not really sure where he kept them, but he pulls out an ice-cold can of leprosy.
Having apparently started a brand new plague. Or being in danger of doing so, I take one for the team and down the whole thing myself before it can be exposed to air. Thus, you're all saved until I actually start to have an outbreak. Meanwhile, as we ride our Britney Spears toward Atlanta, we look over and begin to take pity on Subject Zero, who is missing one or both arms. I'm a little too hammered, drugged up, tripping, and many other things, including leprous to tell. I decide that he really should be comforted. He's had a long day. So I say to him, hey dude, it's all good, man. Here, why don't you share this wonderful little pipe with me? It'll give you a great buzz because it's filled with
nipple blades.
Nipple blades?
Yes. I have no idea what those are. Okay, Cap.
Have fun.
We need to haul ass. We're way over time.
Okay, I know the joke. Where what?
Nipple blades. Have fun.
I was trying to make Subject Zero feel better, so I offered him to smoke him peace pipe.
Nipple blades, yes.
Yeah.
Nipple blades.
Full of nipple blades, yes.
When patient Zero starts to enjoy the nipple blades, it cuts his tongue and he begins to bleed profusely. Nick, knowing that perhaps patient Zero's blood may be a source for our cure, begins to collect it in a bottle. He then adds some
heart of a child. God, we're awful people.
Just carry those around with you, do you?
Apparently.
No, we just collected the used ones from the cancer kids.
Oh,
Anal cancer kids.
I thought it was from the zombie kids, to be honest.
It could be either. Just go with it.
So, watching Nick put possibly zombie, and I'm hoping so for my own sanity, hearts of a child into the blood of patient Zero, I proceed to ask him where exactly he got his CDC certifications from to get us onto this quest anyway. He proceeds to say that it is from the school of
puppies. I don't know, man. Go to it, Knox.
I ask where exactly the school of puppies from, and how do I get into said nipple blade class? And then he tells me,
waking up half naked in a Denny's parking lot. Apparently that's how. Behind. Or, no, that way. That's fine. Okay. So apparently I got my degree for working at the CDC from waking up naked. The school of puppies from waking up naked in a Denny's parking lot, which explains why this entire thing has been so ridiculous. Matt starts looking at me askance, wondering if, I even know what I'm talking about. And he asks me what we're going to use to, sample the blood in order to get it to the people who are turning into zombies, which, if you remember from taking the blue crystal meth, Mad now has it as well as leprosy.
I'm like a petri dish.
At this point. And I say that the way we're going to do that is by getting some active listening. Wow. No idea. I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm done.
Heal will go down.
Cap, I can't see you. There you are.
I'm on the platform.
I'm in a mine trap.
It's you.
Using his active listening on the now completely stoned Subject Zero, they arrive on their Britney Spears in Atlanta at the CDC, but it is surrounded by zombies. So we sprint inside, and as I listen to Subject Zero I'm comforting him for his hard day, letting him know that I understand. I can empathize with his feelings. All the while, inching him closer and closer to the meat grinder, which I then push him into. Now we have more than enough samples to make our cure. I turn to the group and say, well, guys, that's a good job. We still have to disperse this stuff, but at least we have part of what we need. As such, the next step is clearly that we will have to
get Toni Morrison's vagina. Wow.
Sure, why not?
Go ahead, Cap. Wow.
This is a bad fight to do this on.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I need to pay attention, sorry.
That's fine.
Go
Take
to
a
it.
second until we get to the bottom at least.
I'm just going to lay here and watch.
I'm going to try and keep you guys that are hurt and healed up, but use your own heals if you have them.
So what about Toni Morrison's vagina?
I don't even know, man. Matt said that we had, we were going to...
We got to have a dispersal agent for our cure.
And apparently it's Toni Morrison's vagina.
All the better.
So now we got to find her. Great.
Where's your body, Nick?
At the bottom now.
Can't target it.
Going.
Alright, well, we're on the bottom.
Somebody. Is it Cap or me?
Can't find Nick. Whatever, we'll just do it this way. Alrighty, Cap. What's next?
Sorry, I'm in Mine Trap.
Nah, it's fine. We'll get you out. Mine Trap over here, guys. While you're in there, tell us, now that we've pushed our hero into a meat grinder and have all the components we need for a cure, what step will be taken?
Sorry, paying attention to the fight. I'm sorry, guys. Just skip me.
Alrighty.
Go ahead, Sailus.
I proceed to ask Nick what the hell since we were questing for this item this whole time. Still not sure that we're actually going to get anywhere with the blood. Given that I still have the gun from Mad, I proceed to point it at
The Taint, the Grundle, the Fleshy Fun Bridge.
Getting a little personal there, aren't we, Silas? I'm gonna burn those Mine Trap guys.
What do I do with that?
Not my problem.
Somebody's taint. Figure out. I don't know.
Wasn't 200,000 DPS on that phase good enough?
No.
But
No.
But what? I don't read that again, please.
Okay, basically he takes the M16 assault rifle that Matt got earlier and he points it at the Taint. The Fleshy Fun Bridge.
I can't res Nick. I don't know where it's at.
So
Like, I can see it on my map.
Finds the enemy, the super boss of all infected people, the Taint. He points the M16 at it. He pulls the trigger, and out comes a flag, and it says "Caw!" And he says,
The little engine that could.
Alright, Cap, you won the roll. Who finishes our game for us?
Nick will finish the game.
Oh, good. So, we found Toni Morrison's vagina and we're dispersing the cure throughout the world. I guess it's gone up in a font. from it. You know, we've got her laying on the ground, and you know, Subject Zero's blood mixed in with some other components is being spewed forward into the atmosphere. Slowly, the zombies start to regain some semblance of humanity. It's a very slow process, but they're no longer hungering for human flesh, so this is a good thing. Having done this, in order to celebrate our victory, we decide to look for some unfathomable stupidity. Entirely appropriate.
Yeah.
So fitting. Wow. Anyway, way to go, everyone. We saved the world from the zombie apocalypse. We're awesome.
We did some fairly horrible things along the way.
We did.
Yeah, we are terrible people, but we managed to accomplish it. Way to go, us.